Hi, this is Sean from pathofthegoldenteacher.com. Today I want to talk about bad microdosing advice and how to avoid it and how to microdose better. Because it seems more often, since mushrooms are becoming more popular in the media and on social media, a lot of people are giving out advice that could be quite dangerous or at least leading to uncomfortable situations for people. Recently I saw a post on Facebook where someone was recommending a microdose to be between 1/10 and 1/3 of a gram. And the thing is that kind of advice ignores some other factors that are really important when determining your dose. How sensitive are you in general to psychedelic mushrooms? And what is the potency of the mushroom that you're consuming? So assuming you've got a supply of mushroom powder, so that's several mushrooms that have been dried and ground down with a coffee grinder. And the way I take mine is I just dump it into my oatmeal in the morning, or I'll put it in some hot chocolate. I don't use capsules. They're a waste of time. They're unnecessary. But when I do that, I can know that I have a supply that is a certain potency. I can expect a certain experience at a certain weight of it. But if you have been given mushrooms and you're not told the potency and you have no experience with them, you don't know if the potency is weak or if it's very strong. So just saying 1/10 of a gram is good doesn't mean anything. Is it 1/10 of a gram of weak mushroom powder or very strong mushroom powder? And how sensitive are you to it? So I really want to suggest that you don't pay too much attention to those measurements. For example, I've had a really good full-blown journey on just 1/2 a gram, a psychedelic journey. So for someone to say 1/3 of a gram is good for microdosing, who knows? Someone could be able to have a journey or have hallucinations on 1/3 of a gram, and that's not a microdose. Microdosing should be sub-perceptual, meaning you don't feel like your perceptions are changed in any way, in any noticeable way. You might have an uplift in mood, you might feel a little more creative, you might feel a reduction in anxiety, but beyond that, if you're experiencing perceptual effects or psychedelic effects, that's not microdosing. Now, of course, some people are out there selling microdosing capsules, and they're stuffing 1/3 of a gram in each capsule. They're very large capsules. It's really just marketing. They're selling psilocybin for you to take several capsules so you can go on a journey. That's my personal opinion. These are not really intended for true microdosing. So it's just maybe playing around in the gray area of the law, which selling mushrooms is still illegal. So I do have advice on how to determine your ideal microdose. And essentially it means start really low. You might start at 0.05 grams, 1/20th of a gram, and slowly work your way up day after day. And of course you have your gap days. You might go 4 days on, 3 days off. And on the 4 days you go up a little bit, and then you take your 3 days off, and the following week you continue going up. And then that day when you take something, you feel a slight perceptual shift, you know that that's too much. And then the next day you go back down to the previous day's level, and you know that that's your ideal microdosing level. It's the most you can take without feeling those perceptual shifts, without feeling any hallucinogenic effects. I have charts in my book, Path of the Golden Teacher, for how to find your ideal microdose and then use that to calculate your ideal journey dose. Because a lot of people are throwing out weights like 3 grams or the hero dose, 5 grams, and that's really unhelpful and possibly dangerous too. But you could take your microdose that you've determined for yourself, that's your ideal dose, multiply that by a certain amount and determine a safe amount to start journeying with. And of course, if the journey is kind of mild, no problem, because hopefully you've grown your own mushrooms, you have your own supply. There's no hurry to have a profound experience because you have the rest of your life. You can start with a light journey, learn how that dose affects you, and then work your way up. The next time you journey, try a little bit more, or do the same amount if you were satisfied, or do less if it was too much. But discovering what your journey dose should be and your microdose should be a slow and patient process. Not gambling, not taking a random amount that somebody posted on Facebook. Try 1/3 of a gram for a microdose. No, that's just bad advice. So hopefully this gives you some information where you can find the ideal amount for you so you can experiment safely and in a constructive way for your mental well-being.